The court is now in session for the trial of Miss Maya Fey.
The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Miles Edgeworth. Better not show any signs of weakness today, or he'll be on me in an instant.
Mr. Edgeworth, please give the court your opening statement.
Thank you, Your Honor. The defendant, Miss Maya Fey, was at the scene of the crime. The prosecution has evidence she committed this murder. And we have a witness who saw her do it. The prosecution sees no reason to doubt the facts of this case, Your Honor.
I see. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. Let's begin then.
You may call your first witness. Or that might not have been him. The prosecution calls the chief officer at the scene, Detective Gumshoe. Witness, please state your name and profession to the court.
Sir, my name's Dick Gumshoe, sir. I'm the detective in charge of homicides down at the precinct, sir.
Detective Gumshoe, please describe for us the details of this murder.
Very well, sir. Let me use this floor map of the office to explain. The body was found by this window here.
And the cause of death?
Loss of blood due to being struck by a blunt object, sir. The murder weapon was a statue of the Thinker found next to the body, sir. It was heavy enough to be a deadly weapon even in a girl's hands, sir.
The court accepts the statue as evidence.
You're still calling it a statue. Now, Detective.
Yes, sir.
You immediately arrested Miss Maya Fey, who was found at the scene, correct? Can you tell me why?
Yes, sir. I had hard evidence she did it, sir.
Detective Gumshoe, please testify to the court about this hard evidence.
Witness testimony. Maya Fey's arrest.
As soon as the phone call came in, I rushed to the scene. There were two people there already. The defendant, Miss Maya Fey, and the lawyer, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I immediately arrested Miss Maya Fey. Why? We had a witness account describing her. The witness saw Miss Maya Fey and at the very moment of the murder.
The very moment, you say? Very well. Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination.
Yes, Your Honor. Cross-examine what? I couldn't see a single contradiction in that testimony.
Smack!
Hey, Maya just threw something at me. What's this? When my sister couldn't find any contradictions in a witness's testimony, she would bluff it and press the witness on every detail. The witness always slips up and says something wrong. It worked lots of times. Should have expected Maya would know some of her sister's tricks. Alright, let's give this a try.
Is something the matter?
No, Your Honor. I'd like to begin my cross-examination. Oh boy, and I hope all of you enjoy the Johnny Young Edgeworth voice.
As soon as the phone call came in, I rushed to the scene.
I don't really see a point to press there, so... There are two people there already. The defendant, Miss Maya Fey, and the lawyer, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Are you absolutely sure it was us?
What?
What? What, Phoenix?
Listen, pal, your dumb act will only get you so far. With your funky hippie clothes and your spiky hair, you do stand out like suspicious people at a crime scene.
Well, he does have a point about her. She's pretty unmistakable. I should pick my points to press with a little more care. Immediately arrested Miss Maya Fey. Let's ask him about that. Why is that? What's your reason? Oh, it just goes on to the next one. Count describing her. Hold on just 1 second.
Yeah?
If I heard correctly, you said you arrested her because you had hard evidence she did it, correct?
Huh? Did I say that? Me?
I heard you say it.
You did say it.
You said it. Exactly what about this suspicious woman in pink's claim was hard evidence?
Well, what? Miss May isn't suspicious, and she sure isn't pink, pal. Well, I guess she is pink.
That's enough, Detective Gumshoe. Do you have any more solid proof more than her claims, Detective?
Guess pressing can have its advantages.
Yes.
Gah!
Sorry I got the order of things mixed up in my testimony, Your Honor, sir. There was something I should have told you about first, Your Honor.
Very well, Detective. Let's hear your testimony again.
After securing the suspect, I examined the scene of the crime with my own eyes. Found a memo written on a piece of paper next to the victim's body. On it, the word Maya was written clearly in blood. Lab test results showed the blood was the victim's. Also, there was blood found on the victim's finger. Before she died, the victim wrote the killer's name in her own blood, because I clearly said that sentence like I wasn't done. How do you like that? That's my hard evidence.
Before we begin the cross-examination, I have a question for you, Detective.
Your Honor.
Why didn't you testify about this vital piece of evidence the first time?
I know, I'm real embarrassed I forgot about it, Your Honor, sir.
Try to be more careful. Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination.
I'm sure he's done with all this crap. Okay. Let's ask about that. Just because you found it next to the body doesn't mean the victim... Oh, well, it's gonna say that. I did! Oh, why not the killer? The killer! Anyone can see that. Dude, what if she was framed? Hold on. If that's the case, where's your evidence? I guess that was a bit of a tall order for you. Those without evidence shouldn't open their mouths, Mr. Wright.
Yeah, pal. Yeah.
Well, Detective, tell us what was written on that memo you found. Alright. Alright, let's see. What kind of tests were these again?
Now, what kind? Well, I hear they take the, little bits in the blood, the, hermoglobin. I refuse to testify on this matter, sir. I'm no expert on blood tests.
Yes, that was quite clear. You may continue with your testimony.
Alright, let's see. Blood found on the victim's finger. You'll have cases where the victim actually writes the killer's names.
Sure, it happens all the time in books and the movies.
This isn't a movie, Detective. Oof. Let's talk about reality, shall we?
I guess. I haven't heard of many cases, no.
Don't you find it a little odd that the victim would write down a name? Especially the name of her own sister.
Yeah, actually. You got a point, pal.
Stop right there. The witness's opinion on the matter is irrelevant. The facts are clear. The victim wrote down the name of the accused. The victim told us the name of her killer.
Order! Order!
That's right. What he said.
Anything I can present. Oh my god. God, I don't know. Boy. It's his whole testimony. Okay, there has to be a contradiction there somewhere. Let's find it. Let's try and press a little bit more. Did you find any evidence?
Now, don't jump the gun on me, pal. Just listen, I'm getting the good part.
Bad feeling about this. Oh, this is the one that we already pressed. We're definitely not gonna say that we wrote it, because that would kind of not be good. Okay. Is there I can't go to any cause of death. Single blunt force trauma. Death was Dude, wait! Death was instantaneous! Dude! Read the why don't I read the autopsy report? Present. Detective Gumshoe, there's one thing I want you to clarify for me here. You say that the victim, Mia Fey, wrote this note. That she was accusing the defendant, Maya Fey. That's really what you're saying. What? This isn't one of those lawyer tricks now, is it? Of course she wrote it. Who else could have? You have it backwards, detective. Backwards? The victim is the only person who absolutely could not have written it. This is a report from your department, detective. Immediate death due to a blow from a blunt object. She died immediately. But no butting your way out of this one, detective.
Order! Order! The defense has a point. Someone who died immediately wouldn't have the time to write anything down.
Mr. Wright, I beg your pardon, but when exactly did you obtain that autopsy report? When? I believe it was the day after the murder. It was the day after the murder.
The prosecution's point being...
That autopsy report is outdated, Your Honor. What? A second autopsy was performed yesterday at my request. Death was almost immediate due to a blow from a blunt object, but there is a possibility the victim lived for several minutes after the blow. I received these results this morning.
No way!
Your Honor, it's quite easy to imagine that the victim did have time to write Maya. That is all.
I see.
Damn you, Edgeworth. Should have known you'd have something up your sleeve. Why, Mr. Wright, you look shocked. Something you want to say?
I'm a sham.
No, I'm not gonna. Mr. Edgeworth, I've heard there's nothing you won't do to get at your verdict. What reason could you possibly have had to request a second autopsy report?
Mr. Wright, the defense will refrain from personal attacks on the prosecution.
No matter, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, say what you will, the evidence in this report is undeniable. Your Honor, I submit this report to the court.
Understood. The court accepts the evidence.
Oh, jeez. Well, Your Honor, the evidence strongly suggests the victim was identifying the killer.
I suppose that's the obvious conclusion, yes.
Darn, this isn't good. The prosecution would like to call its next witness. This poor innocent girl saw the murder with her own eyes.
Let the witness, Miss April May, take the stand.
Exactly what part of her is innocent? I don't know, Phoenix. But she apparently likes to act like a cat. Witness, your name, please.
April May.
At your service.
Order! An introduction should not require any reaction from the crowd. The witness will refrain from wanton winking. Or wanton winking.
Aw, yes, Your Honor.
This is not good. He's already captured the heart of every man in the court. Tell us, where were you on the night of September 5th when the murder occurred? Gee, I was like in my hotel room. I checked in right after lunch. And this hotel is directly across from the Fay and Company law offices. That's right, big boy.
Please testify to the court about what you saw.
Oh boy. It was like 9 at night. I looked out the window, you know. And then, ooh, I saw a woman with long hair being attacked. The one attacking her was the mousy girl sitting in the defendant's chair. Then the woman, like, dodged to one side and ran away. But that girl, she caught up to her and she hit her. Then the woman with the long hair, she kinda slumped. The end. That's all I saw. Every little bitsy witsy. Oh my god, stop doing that. Well, Your Honor.
I see. It is a remarkably solid testimony. I don't see a need to trouble the witness any...
Wait, Your Honor.
Yes, Mr. Wright.
What about my cross-examination?
I thought the witness's testimony just now was quite firm, didn't you?
Oh, God. Mr. Wright, I understand you were Miss Mia Fey's understudy, were you not? You must know her techniques well. Her cowardly way of finding tiny faults in perfectly good testimonies. Hey, how dare you?
Well, Mr. Wright, will you cross-examine the witness?
Yeah, of course. I'll gladly proceed with the cross-examination. Only because I have a feeling Edgeworth doesn't want me to. She has to have some weakness.
Very well, you may begin your cross-examination.
Alright, so 9 at night, I looked out the window. Alright, so let me look at some evidence to make sure I'm completely, like, put together with the murder scene, the Fay and Company law. Press the A button for details. Okay, so that's all that she could see from the window. The highlighted area. That's all that she could possibly see. Okay. Found in Miss May's hotel room. Murder weapon. Glass shards. That had the phone call. That was her autopsy. May have lived for a few minutes after being hit. Attorney's badge. Yada yada. Okay. So we look over everything. Alright. Okay. Saw a woman with long hair being attacked. The woman with long hair, that was Mia Fey. Slender, sort of, well, some people might say pretty, if that's your thing. Your thing. And then the person, and the person attacking her. The one attacking her was the mousy girl sitting in the defendant's chair. How do you know she was the defendant? Huh? Well, you know, she had a girlish physique. Women know these things. Look, I just know, okay? There's only one person at the scene of the crime with a short, girlish figure. The testimony is bulletproof, Your Honor. He's right. Hold on a minute. The testimony stinks! What? Miss May, I'm willing to bet that... This could hurt us if we get this wrong. I don't know about lying. I can't outright say that she's lying. But I'd be willing to say she saw nothing. Did you really see the defendant at all?
Mr. Wright, what's the meaning of this?
Yes, what is the meaning? Somebody tell me, because I'm clueless about this, I mean. Okay. If you had really witnessed my client, Maya Fey, you would have noticed her clothes before noticing her physique. No one wears clothes like this on a daily basis except her. And I'm no expert on fashion, but her hairdo looks far from normal to me. However, the witness's testimony mentions neither of these things. The testimony is bogus.
But still, we don't know if she was dressed that way the night of the murder.
She was, Your Honor. I saw her, and so did Detective Gumshoe. What do you say to that, Miss May?
What are you trying to say, you mean lawyer? I saw what I saw.
I just didn't think all the trifling little details were necessary, darling.
Miss May, the court would like to remind you to please omit nothing in your testimony.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I'll be a good girl, I promise.
Your testimony again, if you would.
Damn, I almost had her. I did see everything, I did. The victim, the woman, dodged the first attack and ran to the right. Then the girl in the hippie clothes ran after her. She hit her with that weapon. I saw it, I did. That clock, the kinda statue-y clock? The Thinker, I think. Well, does the accuracy of my report not startle you? Wait, how does she know it's a clock?
I see. I only wish you had been so detailed from the beginning. Please begin the cross-examination.
How does she know that it's a clock? It's been filed as a... Okay. Is that right as in your right, as you looked from the hotel? Which hand do I hold my knife in again? Right, it was my right hand, right? Satisfied, Mr. Wright? Please, God dang it. Then the girl in the hippie clothes ran after her, and she hit her with that weapon. I saw it, I did. How could she know that it's a... I feel like I should present this, because how would she know that it's a clock? It's been filed as a statue.
Objection!
Miss May, what you said just now was quite revealing. Revealing? Ooh, you'd like that, wouldn't you, naughty Mr. Lawyer? You just said that the statue of the Thinker was a clock, but there's no way of knowing that just by looking at it. Another person in much the same position as you recently called this a clock too, and he was found guilty of murder.
Order! Order!
Miss May, can you explain how you know this was a clock? Ooh, The witness saw the murder with her own eyes. That's all that's important here. The defense is trying to confuse the issue with trivial concerns.
Yes, of course. You will withdraw your question, Mr. Wright.
Heck no. But questions are all I have, Your Honor. And as you may recall, I've caught murderers with these questions before. Only once.
Objection sustained. You may continue to question the witness.
Whew, that was close. If you stopped me there, the trial would be over. What? So what happens now? What happens now is you answer my question. How did you know it was a clock? What? That's... because I heard it? Yes, I heard it say the time. So you've been to the law offices of Fay and Company? No. Hey, I didn't say that. Why would I go there? I heard from my hotel room. The law offices of Fay and Company, where the murder took place, are very close to the hotel. She could easily have heard the clock.
Well, Mr. Wright, are you satisfied?
No, Your Honor. Can't give up now. I'm not satisfied because... she couldn't have heard it. Well, no. Not that she couldn't have heard it, it couldn't have rung. Your Honor, members of the court. It is inconceivable that the clock in question rang. It's empty. If you remember, in the phone call, they said that they took out the clockwork. That clock is missing its clockwork.
Or how could you possibly...
Just have a look, as soon as you can.
Oh!
See anything interesting, Your Honor?
It is as the defense says. This clock is missing its clockwork. It's quite empty. Mr. Wright, would you care to explain to the court the meaning of this?
It is as you can see. The clock was empty. It couldn't have rung. Therefore, this witness is a big fat liar. Fat? Well, Miss May,